Have you ever heard a story so strange, so unsettling, that it sends a shiver down your spine? Today, we re-dive in deep into one of the greatest maritime mysteries of all time. The eerie tale of the Mary Celeste, history's most famous ghost ship. Picture this. The year is 1872. The merchant ship Mary Celeste sets sail from the bustling port of New York, its destination, Genoa, Italy. On board is a seasoned crew, Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 experienced sailors. Their cargo, over 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol. Everything seems perfectly normal. The ship is sturdy, the crew is skilled, and the journey, though long, is routine. But this voyage would be anything but ordinary. A month later, on December 4th, another vessel, the brigantine Dei Gratia, spots the Mary Celeste drifting aimlessly in the vast, empty expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. Somewhere between the Azores and Portugal, the captain of the Dei Gratia, David Morehouse, knew Captain Briggs personally and was immediately concerned. The ship's sails were partially set but torn, and it was moving erratically, with no one at the helm. It looked like a ship without a soul. The crew of the Dei Gratia hailed the Mary Celeste. Silence. They hailed again. Nothing but the sound of the wind and waves. Growing more alarmed, Captain Morehouse sent a boarding party to investigate. What they found was a scene frozen in time. A chilling maritime tableau that has baffled historians and treasure hunters for over a century. Stepping onto the deck of the Mary Celeste, the sailors were met with an unnerving stillness. The ship was deserted. Not a single person, not the captain, not his family, not a single crew member was anywhere to be found. 10 souls had vanished into thin air. The ship itself was in surprisingly good condition. It was seaworthy, though it had taken on some water in the hold, which was not unusual for a wooden ship of that era. The mystery only deepened as they explored further. The cargo hold was mostly untouched. The 1,700 barrels of alcohol were secure, with only 9 barrels found empty. This immediately cast doubt on the idea of a simple pirate attack. Why would pirates leave behind such a valuable cargo? Down in the crew's quarters, personal belongings were left just as they were. Sailors, pipes, money, and rain gear were all still there. In the captain's cabin, everything was orderly. His logbook was found on his desk, with the last entry dated November 25th. A full 10 days before the ship was discovered. The entry gave no hint of trouble, simply noting their position. It was as if everyone had just stopped what they were doing and walked away. Even more bizarrely, a 6-month supply of food and fresh water was still on board. The ship's galley was tidy. There were no signs of a struggle, no bloodstains, no evidence of a fire or a fight. It was as if the crew and the Briggs family had been plucked from the ship by an invisible hand. The only significant thing missing was the ship's single lifeboat. It seemed the crew had abandoned their perfectly sound ship in the middle of the ocean, for reasons unknown. But why? Why would 10 people willingly get into a small, fragile lifeboat in the unpredictable Atlantic, leaving a large, sturdy vessel behind? Over the years, theories have swirled around the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew, ranging from the plausible to the outright fantastical. Some whispered of a mutiny, but Captain Briggs was known as a fair and respected leader, and there was no evidence of violence. Others suggested a pirate attack, but as we noted, the untouched valuable cargo makes that highly unlikely. What about a natural disaster? Could a rogue wave have swept everyone overboard? It's possible, but it would unexplain why the lifeboat was missing or why the interior of the ship was so orderly. Some have even floated theories of sea monsters or even alien abduction, letting their imaginations run wild to fill the void of evidence. However, the most widely accepted theory today centers on that cargo of industrial alcohol. The 9 empty barrels were made of a different type of wood, one more porous than the others. The theory goes that some of the alcohol could have leaked and vaporized, building up pressure in the hold. Fearing an imminent and massive explosion, Captain Briggs may have ordered everyone to temporarily evacuate into the lifeboat, trailing the ship on a long rope until the danger passed. But a sudden storm could have snapped the line, or the ship might have unexpectedly sailed on, leaving the small lifeboat and its 10 occupants hopelessly lost at sea. It's a tragic scenario, but it seems to fit the strange collection of clues left behind. Still, it remains just a theory. There is no definitive proof. More than 150 years later, the truth of what happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste is locked away by the ocean's depths. Their story has become a legend, a haunting reminder of the sea's power and its enduring mysteries. The ship sailed on alone, but its legacy is carried by the countless people who continue to ask, what really happened? So, what's your theory? Do you believe the alcohol fumes caused a panic? Or do you think something far stranger occurred out in those lonely waters? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think happened to the lost souls of the Mary Celeste. Thank you so much for joining us on this mysterious journey. If you enjoy exploring the great unsolved mysteries of history, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next video.